His Excellency the President of the Republic, His Excellency Akufo Addo, Her Excellency Director General of UNESCO, Her Excellency Audrey Azoulay, the Minister for Greater Accra Region, the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, the Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, the country representative or resident coordinator of the United Nations, Nananom, our distinguished city mayors and Mayor of Accra, members of the book and publishing industry, our dear students, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it gives me great honor and delight, and I am excited to bring you the warm compliments of the Minister for Education, Dr. Azoulay, who is currently out of jurisdiction for another important purpose. On this historic day, the launch of the 2023 Accra World Book Capital, we at Ministry of Education are deeply excited and honored at Accra's winning the title of 2023 World Book Capital, and we fully appreciate the significance it holds for the reading abilities of our children and across all shades of opinions and members of our population, and the significance it holds for Ghana education and education of countries around the world. This moment, it is my singular honor to introduce the extraordinary president of our country. But before I do so, for those of you who may seek to hide something from Mr. President, I must indicate to you, you cannot put it in a book, because he's an ardent and enthusiastic reader. He's a man that holds a lot of inspiration for me personally. We are talking about reading, and he is consistently reading, enthusiastically reading. I've been privileged and honored to have the opportunity to travel with him a number of times across the length and breadth of this country by land and sometimes by air. And whenever he goes in between destinations, he is reading a book. So he forced me to carry a book along with me without saying a word whenever I'm traveling with him. This is a very noble habit and trait which needs to be indicated on this day. But beyond that, this is a true leader that believes that the turning around of our economic fortunes, the best strategy that we must use is education. An education that is relevant, education that is inclusive, education that embraces all walks of life and gives the opportunity for every boy, every girl across the length and breadth of this country to have the opportunity to access education, to have literacy, and to have lifelong learning opportunity. I'm about to introduce to you the president that believes strongly in reinvigorating the local publishing and book industry, who insisted that the development and publication of books for our young ones in this country ought to be promoted locally, and he saw to that. And that was done very successfully and very beautifully. This is a president who is committed to ensuring that barriers, systemic barriers and economic barriers are removed in the way of the young boy and the young girl to have the opportunity to access education right from pre-primary education to primary to JHS, SHS, all the way to tertiary. We have seen the monumental introduction of the free SHS policy by His Excellency Akufo Addo, which has given an opportunity for nearly 2.5 million students since its introduction in the year 2017. Before the introduction of this policy, data has it and evidence has it that every year, nearly 120,000 young ones, very brilliant with bright dreams, were truncated and did not have the opportunity to further their education. I'm talking about the president who is further removing barriers, even at tertiary front, the introduction of the no guarantor requirement in our student loan trust fund that is further expanding access to tertiary financing for our students across the length and breadth of this country. This is a man that believes in reading and literacy, and beyond the rhetorics, when he assumed the reins of affairs in 2017, and we presented to him the evidence of 2015 EGRA, which is Early Grade Reading Assessment, which indicated that in 2015, only 2% of pupils at P2 in our country could read proficiently. By his able leadership and investment into interventions by the 2021 evidence of national standardized tests conducted, that 2% has improved to 36%. The reading ability of our learners has improved, and although the president wants to take it to 90%, by the year 2030, much has been accomplished under his extraordinary leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, men, Nananom, distinguished friends, help me welcome the President of the Republic, His Excellency, the Education President, Nana Addo Akufo Addo.